You got time to be shopping on the Sabbath, but you don't have time for your nationality.
That's right.
You don't have time to come back to the true power, the power that loves you and you only. Right? But that's why we come out here. Bring that up.
This is the book of Ezekiel chapter 9 verse 4.
Bring it out.
And the Most High said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem.
So the Most High told this angel, go through the city, go through the midst of Jerusalem. Jerusalem is just slang for you, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Go through the midst of his people, go away. What's he supposed to do?
Right.
And set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
And he's saying to set a mark on the foreheads of those who sigh and cry for all the abominations that's done to our people.
Right.
The ones that come out here on the on Saturdays and cry about George Floyd, that cry about Alton Sterling, that cry about what's this guy named Michael Brown, that cry about all the atrocities that's done to our people.
That's right.
But our people don't care. But you know where our people are going to show up at? Next Saturday for the Pride Parade. That's where all of our people are going to turn out and show out. They're going to show exactly where their heart is. Their heart is into abomination. Their heart is into wickedness. They love this country. That's why they're going to die in the land of their enemies. Because all they care about is having a good time. Turn up. What you should be doing is turning up the pressure on this red devil called the white man and tell them we want our nation back. We want our identity back. We know who we are. Your time of rulership is up, Esau.
That's right.
We know that you're the devil that the Bible speaks of.
Right.
But go on with verse 5.
Verse 5. And to the elders he said in my hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite.
So the first angel, he said to go and set a mark on the foreheads of the people that sigh and cry. And for the next angel, what did he say to do?
Let not your eyes spare.
Bring that back from
Oh. And to the others he said in my hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity.
And he said, smite, let not your eyes spare, nor have pity. So don't care, young, old. If they don't do what thus saith the Most High, smite them.
That's right.
Utterly destroy them. And where's he starting? In his house.
Right.
In the house of Israel.
Right.
You're going to be the ones that get it first. You're going to be it, so-called black man, because the Bible ain't for these other people.
Right.
It's not for the red man that you call the white man.
Right.
Because ain't nobody white.
Right.
Ain't nobody the color of nobody's shirt. Them people is red. Their skin, their blood show through their face.
That's right.
How they call them white and we're black, but we're different shades of brown.
Right.
Only, you see, like I was watching a brother the other day, and he said that America wants the black man to be stupid. If you are not a stupid black man, then you are perceived as a threat. Why is that? Because they let's take it for example the example with Israel, right? They freed these people from the Germans, right? And then they gave them their own land and gave them the opportunity to govern themselves. What did they do with the so-called black man that they put into slavery? They signed some papers saying you was free, but you wasn't really free because you had to actually go into war to fight for your freedom. So they tell you you're free, but you're not. So if you believe them, you're stupid. Right? And then after you get free, they promise you 40 acres and a mule, and they didn't give that to you. Why? Because in order for you to get your 40 acres and a mule, you have to be a nationality. But what did they do? They stripped you of your nationality. Give me Jeremiah 17:4. What did they do? They stripped you of your nationality. So since we're all free and we don't come back as a nationality, we're not entitled to that 40 acres and a mule. Again, America wants the black man dumb. If you're a thinking black man, America hates you.
Right.
Bring that up.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 4.
Bring it out.
And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee.
And that's That's why when we were so-called free by Abraham Lincoln, who actually wrote a letter to the South saying that if he had his way, he would keep all of us slaves. He's only doing it to fight against the Union. That's the only reason you're so-called free, black man. Even Honest Ed that y'all love and celebrate so much, he wanted you to be slaves. But our people, we just love America. America's so great. In less than a month, a whole bunch of Negroes is going to be wearing American flags, burning up the ozone layer with explosives, talking about this is my Independence Day. This is the Independence Day for your enemies.
That's right.
This isn't your Independence Day. Your Independence Day, black man, actually passed a few months ago. It's called the Passover. That's our Independence Day. Bring that out.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 25. When thou shalt begot children, and children's children, and ye shall have remained long in the land, and shall corrupt yourself, and make a graven image.
So this is the prophet Moses, the one who the Most High used to give us the law. He prophesies that when we get into the land and be in the land long, we will corrupt ourselves with graven images. Go on.
Or the likeness of anything, and shall do evil in the sight of the Most High thy power,
And we'll do evil in the sight of the Most High.
to provoke him to anger.
Uh-huh.
I call heaven and earth to witness against you this day.
So Moses called heaven and earth to witness against us this day. What did he call heaven and earth to witness against us?
That ye shall so utterly perish from off the land.
And that's what happened to our people. In 70 AD, the Romans under Titus Vespasian sieged Jerusalem.
That's right.
And we were fled into the interiors of Africa, ultimately to the western port of Africa. Go on, continue.
Whereunto ye go over Jordan to possess it, ye shall not prolong your days upon it, but shall utterly be destroyed.
Go on.
Verse 27, and the Most High shall scatter you among the nations,
And the Most High, bring that side up. And the Most High shall scatter us among the nations. That's why you got in America so-called black men, so-called Negroes, who are the Southern Kingdom, Benjamin, Judah, and Levi. Then you got in the South America and the Caribbean, you got so-called Hispanics, who are the Northern Kingdom, the 10 tribes. That's how we're not what you would call a homogeneous nation. We all don't have one identical trait. Go on, continue.
and ye shall be left few in number among the heathen, whether the Most High shall lead you. Verse 28, and there ye shall serve gods.
And there we're serving gods. In Brazil, you got this giant statue of Caesar Borgia. And all of these Brazilians who are Israelites worship and honor this statue. This statue towers over the landscape.
Right.
It's a landmark for them.
That's right.
This is what our people cleave to. You got our people in the ghettos and neighborhoods. You got the Arab man setting up his mosque, bowing down to a rock. You're bowing down to gods that you nor your fathers serve.
Right.
But our people, all we care about is just making the white man happy, building up his society. This devil, number 45, Joe Biden, just put in the law 46, Salah. He's no different than 45, Salah. They're both devils, right? He just put in the law this June 19th thing. Now watch. Before this, our people didn't even care about this. Now, from going forward, everybody gonna be celebrating this. Why? Because the white man told you to celebrate this.
Right.
The Israelites been coming out on the streets trying to wake our people up for 30 plus years. Telling you, come back to your heritage.
That's
keep
right.
the law. Keep the statutes
That's
and the commandments. Keep the faith in who you call Jesus. But you don't want to hear it from us. Why? Because it's your own people that tell you.
That's right.
Now let the white man tell you, oh, the sky is green today. I bet your sorry behind is going to look up. You're going to believe him when he say the sky is green today. If he tell you that there's pigs flying, you're going to believe him. We tell you that you are the greatest people. Hey, excuse me, brother, you know your nationality? sorry?
He said Africa.
Africa?
Where from?
Where? You're from where?
Come on, brother. Step up. Step up.
What tribe?
Hey,
What tribe? You know what tribe
one
you're
at a
from?
time.
Yeah. What tribe is that? So, of course, they actually, according to archaeology and history, they would be from the tribe of Levi, the Fulani tribe. So that means you're an Israelite. And you know who's also from the tribe of Levi? Moses, the person who led Israel. So your tribe is the priest tribe. The priestly tribe. That brother right there, he's from the tribe of Levi also. So you know you're Israel. Give me on Deuteronomy 10 and 12. I just got one verse for you, brother. I just got one verse for you.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10, verse 12.
Here we go.
And now Israel, what doth the Most High thy God require of thee?
Because so now you know that you're from the tribe, that you're from the nation of Israel, from the tribe of Levi. What do the Most High require of you?
But to fear the Most High thy power,
But to fear the Most High,
to walk in all his ways,
to walk in all His ways. And where do you find His ways? In this Bible. Do you have a Bible at home, brother? Do you have a Bible at home? You're a Muslim. So, are you familiar with how the Fulani tribe became Muslims? Huh? From Egypt down, right? The Arab conquest, right? The Arab conquest of the Levant into Africa. But what were the Fulani people practicing? What form of spirituality was the Fulani practicing before the Arab conquest and forced our people into their religion, either by the sword, either you submit to the will of Allah or you die? What was the Fulani people form of spirituality before that? That's what we're telling you. Come back to your nationality.
That's
your
right.
heritage. Your heritage is right here in this Bible. Get you a King James Bible. We have our YouTube site up there. You can find out more information. And Most High will, you receive it, brother.
Levi.
And that's all praises. The brother was receptive. You know, he was busy, but he heard. Hey, brother, do you know your nationality? According to the Bible?
Heads up, brother. Heads up.
I mean, our people would rather ignorance. They would rather not know. They would rather just walk around having the white man tell them that you're a Negro. And brother, you got to separate from your enemies. They would rather the white man just tell them, oh, you're a Negro, you're Afro-American, you're African-American, you're an American descendant of slavery. Whatever the hell the white man decides to call you every 4 or 5 years, that's what you're rocking with. You don't want to seek your nationality on your own. You don't want to go into the history. The fact is, history. You don't want to find out what happened to the people. The fact is, this area that you call Jerusalem, Israel, it's a melanated. So let's look at this realistically. To the east of Israel, you have the Arabs, which are melanated people, right?
Right.
To the west, to the north of Israel, you have the Lebanese, who are melanated people, right? To the south of Israel, you have the land of Africa, who are melanated people. So why is it in this area surrounded by melanated people, you have this one red devil with no melanin? Because they are not the people from there. That's why. That's why. But if you look into the history of the land of Israel, you find out. See, most of the people in America claim that they're a Christian nation, but that's a lie. Because if they're Christians, that means they believe what Jesus said. Bring that out what Jesus said. This is red letter. This is what Jesus said.
This is the book of Luke 21, verse 20.
Bring it out.
And when you shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh.
So Jesus said, who you call Jesus said, when you see Jerusalem compassed by armies, know the desolation is at hand. This happened, this was fulfilled in the year 70 AD under the reign of Titus Vespasian. Continue.
Verse 21. Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains.
So Jesus said, and those that are in Judea flee to the mountains. Now from history, repeat history, right? Because if Abraham went down into Africa, if Isaac went down into Africa, if Jacob went down into Africa, where do you think their descendants are going to go when they have trouble?
Bring it out.
Down into Africa. This is just repeated history. So go on. So when they fled into the mountains, they went into the interiors of Africa. Go on.
And let them which are in the midst of it depart out.
And those that are in the midst of Jerusalem depart out. Go on.
And let not them that are in the countries enter thereinto.
And even the people that were abroad in other places, he said for them to not go back. Continue.
Verse 22. For these be the days of vengeance,
Because these be the days of vengeance. Go on.
that all things which are written may be fulfilled. Verse 24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword,
And the people of Israel shall fall by the sword.
Bring it out.
Step back up again for me.
and shall be led away captive into all nations.
And we shall be led away captive into all nations. That's why the so-called black man don't know that he's an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. He doesn't understand that he's God's chosen people. Go on.
And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles.
So Jesus, who you claim, America claims to be a Christian nation, Jesus said, Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles. Who are the Gentiles? Everyone that is not from the tribe of Israel. Go on.
Until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
Until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. Until you see the second coming of who you call Christ, the Jerusalem will be trodden down by the Gentiles. So now if Jesus said this and you're a Christian, how can you make that make sense that the so-called Jewish man is the same people that was in the land?
Bring it out.
It doesn't make sense.
That's
Either you're a liar saying you're a Christian, or you're saying Jesus is a liar, and then you shouldn't have been a Christian in the first place. Make it make sense. But our people don't even want to think on these things. Our
That's
people want
right.
the smooth things.
Right.
That's
So I'm
right.
going to pass it along to the next powerful speaker. I say death and destruction to the red man and America, and rise Israel.